Hello and welcome to my show, Legal Messages. In today's episode, I shall be discussing with you the concept of abatement as provided in section 107 to 120 of Indian Penal Code. To understand the abatement, one needs to understand the simple phenomenon of offence. Generally, in an offence, several persons are involved. Each person may contribute in a manner which could be different in degree and nature from the other person. Some will actually act in the offence, while other will remain there to help. There may be yet another group of persons who will be there to contribute in a different way, like they will advise, help, give incitement or aid. So in order to establish the criminal liability of different persons who are involved in the offence, one has to measure the contribution, nature, and the degree of offence committed by each person. Broadly, in Indian context, the offence is generally committed by two groups of people. Broadly, one is termed as principals, another is abettors. Principals are those people who actually act in the offence, while abettors are those who help commit that offence. So, in this section, in this chapter about the abatement, we shall be talking about the person who helps commit the offence. Now, what does the section 107 of Indian Penal Code says? This section says that if an abatement is committed, or in a way you can say abatement constitutes three things. One, instigation by a person to do an act. Second, engaging in conspiracy to commit that thing. And third, intentionally aiding a person to commit that act. So these three things constitutes abatement. First is instigation to commit an act. Second thing is conspiracy, by committing a conspiracy. And third thing is by intentional aiding. So in these three ways, a person can commit the abatement of an act. Now, to understand it further, I will give three examples, each of instigation, conspiracy, and aiding. Let us take example 1. Here, in this example, there is a public officer, say A, who has got a warrant from a court to apprehend a person, say Z. He goes out to apprehend the person Z. Now, another person B comes to know about this thing, and what he does is that he informs the person A, that the person C is Z. The person C is Z, while this person B is totally aware of the fact that C is not Z. What happens is that in process, the public officer A apprehends C as Z. Here, the person B will be held liable for committing abatement by instigation. So this was an example of instigation, abatement by instigation. Now the second example. Suppose A and B conspire to cause death of Z by poisoning him. A procures poison and gives it to B. B administers the poison to Z, and consequently Z dies. Here, A, who procures poison, will be held for abatement by conspiracy. So, now the third example. This example is for aiding, abatement by aiding. Suppose A and B makes a plan that A will enter into a house, makes a plan to commit theft. These people plans that A will enter into the house of a person and A will break the locks and take out the money and flee, while B will stay outside and see that no one is seeing it or no one comes there. If anyone comes, he will inform A who is breaking the lock. So the person who is standing outside is aiding the other person who is breaking the locks and taking out the money. So this person who is standing outside is abetting the offense by aiding. So I have given 3 examples for the 3 ingredients of 3 constituents of abetment. 1 instigation, 2nd conspiracy, and 3rd aiding, intentional aiding. Next section is section 108, which talks about abetter. Abetter in a simple sense is the person who abets the offense, either through instigation or through conspiracy or through intentional aiding. Another important aspect of abetter is that suppose a person A abets a person B to do something. However, B does not commit that offense. Still, A will be held responsible for abatement. Whether the offense takes place or not, A will be held for the abatement. So this was section 108. Section 109. This section talks about punishment in cases of abatement. There are different provisions regarding the punishment. One broad punishment regarding the abatement is given in section 109. This section says that punishment of abatement, if the act abated is committed and where there is no express provision for this abatement of crime, the person who abets will be punished by the same punishment which is prescribed for that offense. For example, A commits an offense for which A abets the commitment of an offense for which there is no express provision. Means the penal code does not say what is the quantum of punishment for the abatement of such crime. In such case, the punishment for that same offense will be applicable for the abatement of that crime. To understand it by example, suppose a person A abets person B to commit murder, and there is no express provision regarding punishment for abatement for murder. So in this case, the person who abets the person B to murder shall be punished with this offense for the punishment for the same offense, that is for the murder. So I hope you understood these things. What I'll summarize it this way: the abatement is constituted by 3 factors: 1 instigation, 2nd conspiracy, and 3rd willful aiding or intentional aiding. Section 108 talks about abetter. The person who abets the crime is called abetter. Whether the offense takes place or not does not constitute the offense. Even if after abatement the offense is not committed, the person will be held responsible for abatement. And 3rd, the punishment in those cases where there is no express provision for abatement of that crime. Hope you understood all those things. Thank you very much.